We really appreciate all of our teachers. They do such a terrific job. So, and they do it without pay. They do it just because they want to share with people their knowledge. So I'm really looking forward to Pat. Judy, no, is that okay? Anyway, her lecture, I think Julie Red was the one that asked you to do this for us.
I think so.
Okay, good. Well, that's great. So we'll just turn the time over to Pat and her daughter and take it away. Thank you.
But also, I want to mention my daughter, Melanie Schneiter. She has put this all together, and she has found all the clips and pictures and things off the internet. And she's done a great job, and I really am grateful to her for that. I've mentioned this before, but because when we were kids, my mother and father worked on Saturday, and so my mother sent us to the movies most of the day on Saturday. So while she was working, she worked at a grocery store. And we go from 9 to 12 in the morning at the kiddie show there, and saw a lot of movies and cereals and everything. And then we wait around and go at 1 o'clock to the other movie in town and see the kiddie show there. In the morning, it cost 10 cents a piece, which was added up to 30 cents. The afternoon, it was 20 cents a piece. And we thought that was kind of a lot of money. But so it cost 60 cents first in the afternoon. So it was 90 cents for the whole day. But when you think about it, at those days, minimum wage was about 45 cents an hour. Anyway, and also I want to mention, and we've said this a little bit before, but during the month of February, Turner Classic Movies has a whole lot of movies that have been nominated for different kinds of Oscars. And there's old movies and there's foreign movies and everything, but you might want to watch some of those. Some of the movies we're going to talk about today have already been on. Well, Audrey Kathleen Rustin was born May 4th in 1929 in Belgium and died January 20th, 1993 in Switzerland. Her father changed his last name from Rustin to a family ancestry name, Hepburn. As a child, she attended school in England, but her father left the family when she was 6. At the beginning of World War II, her mother moved Audrey to Holland, where she believed she would be safer. She had many hardships in Holland, but she was able to take ballet lessons. She could speak English, Spanish, Italian, and French. She was a model, and a producer spotted her and gave her a part in the play, A Young Wives' Tale. She was a chorus girl for 3 years. Then she headed to America to try her luck. Her first play on Broadway was the title role in Gigi. That's quite a big step up. They say her best movie was Roman Holiday, where she played a royal princess who escapes royal life for a day. We'll now watch a clip from Roman Holiday. She was 5'7". She had elegance and class, which showed in the movie Breakfast at Tiffany's. She was recognized as a film fashion icon. She was ranked by the American Film Institute as the third greatest female screen legend from the classical Hollywood cinema era, and was inducted into the International Best Dressed Hall of Fame list. The designer Givenchy designed her clothes for Sabrina. You all know about the musical My Fair Lady. That was taken from a play. I don't know if it was a play but it was a movie, Pygmalion. In fact, that was just on last week. I watched, and I was kind of surprised that the wording, the dialogue was pretty much the same as My Fair Lady, but it was much more elegant to watch it in the color as they had in My Fair Lady. You may remember that Julie Andrews played that part of Eliza on Broadway, but when they made the movie, Julie Andrews was not as well known, so they chose Audrey. Many were upset, but I think Audrey did a beautiful job and she looked elegant in her clothes. The next year, Julie Andrews won an Oscar for Mary Poppins, which many thought was sort of a consolation prize because she didn't get to be in My Fair Lady. We will now watch 2 clips from My Fair Lady.
Miss Doolittle.
Good afternoon, Professor Higgins.
The first race was very exciting, Miss Doolittle. I'm so sorry that you missed it.
Will it rain, do you think? The rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain. But in Hartford, Hereford, and Hampshire, hurricanes hardly ever happen.
How awfully funny.
What is wrong with that, young man? I bet I got it right.
Smashing.
Hasn't it suddenly turned chilly? I do hope we won't have any unseasonable cold spells. They bring on so much influenza, and the whole of our family is susceptible to it.
My aunt died of influenza, so they said. But it's my belief they done the old woman in.
Done her in?
Yes, Lord love you. Why should she die of influenza when she come through diphtheria right enough the year before? Fairly blue with it she was. They all thought she was dead, but my father, he kept ladling gin down her throat.
Oh.
Then she come to so sudden, she bit the bowl off the spoon.
Dear me.
Now what call would a woman with that strength in her have to die of influenza? And what become of her new straw hat that should have come to me? Somebody pinched it. And what I say is, them as pinched it done her in.
Done her in? Done her in, did you say?
Whatever does it mean?
Oh, that's the new small talk. To do somebody in means to kill them.
But you surely don't believe your aunt was killed.
Do I not? Them she lived with would have killed her for a hat pin, let alone a hat.
But it can't have been right for your father to pour spirits down her throat like that. It might have killed her.
Not her. Gin was mother's milk to her. Besides, he poured so much down his own throat, he knew the good of it.
Do you mean that he drank?
Drank, my word, something chronic. Yeah. What are you sniggering at?
It's the new small talk. You do it so awfully well.
Well, if I was doing it proper, what was you sniggering at? Have I said anything I oughtn't?
Oh, no.
Not at all, my dear.
Well, that's a mercy anyhow.
Miss Doolittle. Miss Doolittle.
Good afternoon.
Notice you never see an orchestra, but you hear one playing in this scene right here.
Miss Doolittle, my son, would like to dance with you.
Oh. Sorry. Don't you just love her dress in that scene? But she was also in Charade with Cary Grant. And Cary Grant said that he should not be the romantic pursuer in this movie because he was 25 years older than Audrey. So they gave the character to be the pursuer to Audrey. She played a nun in The Nun Story. She was also in War and Peace and The Unforgiven. She was one of the few people to win an Emmy, a Grammy, and an Oscar and a Tony. She was married to Andrea Dotti and had a son, Luca Dotti. She was married to Mel Ferrar and had a son, Sean Hepburn Ferrar. She had 3 grandchildren. Archibald Alexander Leach was born January 18th, 1904 in Bristol, United Kingdom. He died November 29th, 1986 at age 82 of a stroke in Davenport, Iowa. He was 6 feet tall. He was English American. He had an unhappy childhood. His mother suffered depression after the death of a child. His father put her in an institution and told Carrie she had gone on a long holiday. Carrie must have thought she was dead because he had no idea that she was still alive until he found out in her 30s because she was alive and in an institution. He ran away from home at age 13 and worked in the music halls and as a straight man in vaudeville. Through working in musicals and comedies, he was led to get a contract from Paramount Pictures. Paramount changed his name to Cary Grant. He was one of classic Hollywood's definitive, oh my goodness, leading men. He had a mid-Atlantic accent. He had a debonair demeanor, a light-hearted approach to acting, and a perfect comic sense of timing. He was in several screwball comedies. He was known as one of Hollywood's handsomest male actors. Some of his movies were Bringing Up Baby, The Philadelphia Story, Arsenic and Old Lace, The Awful Truth, Penny Serenade, Mr. Blanding Builds His Dream House, An Affair to Remember, North by Northwest, and Charade. We will now watch a clip from Bringing Up Baby.
David, I followed George around for 3 days, and I dug holes with him, and he dug holes with me, and then he came and put it in my shoe. Darling, look.
Oh,
Oh, well, David, don't be mad at me.
thank you very much, Susan. Put it down there on the table and go away.
Mm-hmm. Hey, but wait a minute. I don't want to go away. I want to talk to you.
Write me a letter. Don't... Oh, go back, Susan, go.
Jeepers, it's high up here. Whew.
Susan, now look, please, go back down the ladder quietly.
Well, when I go down, I'll go down quietly, David. But I want to find out something first. Why did you run up that ladder when I came in here?
Well, if you must know, I'm afraid of you.
But, David, if you're afraid of me, well, then that's the same as admitting that you...
Dad!
Oh! Well, don't worry, David. Everything's going to be all right. I'll see you.
Now, every time you say that, something happens. Now, please go down, because you've already cost the museum $1 million.
Oh, no, I haven't, David. I've got the $1 million. Aunt Elizabeth gave it to me, and I'm going to give it to you for the museum.
Oh, well, I'm sure they'd be very pleased.
Aren't you pleased, David?
Yes, I suppose so, dear.
It's too late, isn't it? I've made a mess of everything, haven't I?
Oh, no,
Oh,
no.
I was so happy when I found the bone this morning. Oh, David, if I could only make you understand. You see, all that happened because I was trying to keep you near me, and I just did anything that came into my head. I'm so sorry.
Well, I ought to thank you.
Thank me.
Yes.
For what?
You see, well, I've just discovered that was the best day I ever had in my whole life.
David, you don't mean that.
I never had a better time.
But I was there.
Well, that's what made it so good.
Oh, did you really have a good time?
Yes, I did.
Oh, that's wonderful. Do you realize what that means? That means that you must like me a little bit.
Susan, it's more than that.
Is it?
Yes, I love you, I think.
Oh, that's wonderful because I love you too. Stop rocking, dear.
Oh, I'm not rocking. I...
Oh!
Oh! Oh, Susan, please, the broad is so... Oh, my God, 4 years went into this...
Oh, David!
No.
Oh, David!
Susan! Oh, look out, Susan! Oh, Susan! Susan, please! Look out, Susan! Somebody's there! Oh, sorry, Susan! Oh, my God! Oh! Hold on, Susan! Hold on! Don't let go! Don't let go!
David, look what I've done!
Oh!
I'm so sorry.
Oh!
Oh, David, can you ever forgive me? You can. And you still love me.
Susan, that...
You do? Oh, David.
Oh, dear. Oh, my.
David, I followed George around for 3 days and
When Hollywood was getting ready to make the movie version of My Fair Lady, Cary was offered the role of Professor Higgins, but he turned it down and said Rex Harrison should have the role and would be better. He never received an Oscar. He was nominated twice, once for his role in Penny Serenade. He did receive an honorary Oscar in 1970 because his movies stood the test of time, and I remember seeing that. I remember when he received that award, they showed clips from many of his movies. Some were really funny. He made his last movie in 1966. From 1966 to 1969, he was involved in a divorce from Diane Cannon. They had a daughter named Jennifer Grant, whom he really loved. I have read that he was very happy to be a father. He took movies of her as a child and also took movies of her toys and clothes when she was little. The American Film Institute lists Cary as one of the 100 greatest film stars of all time. He is listed as the second greatest male star, second to Humphrey Bogart of the golden age of Hollywood. I'm sorry. Okay. James Maitland Stewart was born May 20th, 1908 in Indiana, Pennsylvania. He died July 2nd, 1997 of pulmonary embolism in Beverly Hills, California. He was 89. He had a twin brother named Nicholas. They looked a lot alike, but we couldn't find a picture of Nicholas. Jimmy was 6'3". His family were very respected and admired people in Indiana. He went to school there and was active in sports, music, and played the accordion. He has a degree from Princeton in architecture. Henry Fonda was his roommate for a few years in New York while they were working on Broadway, and also when they went to Hollywood in 1934. He served in the military and in the reserves for 27 years and retired with the rank of Brigadier General, the highest ranking of anyone from Hollywood. He served 20 combat missions in World War II. He made 80 films. People loved his stammer, and he had the ability to play every man. He won an Oscar for his role in the Philadelphia Story in 1940. Another early film was Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, and that was just on the other night. For Frank Capra's film, It's a Wonderful Life, he won an Oscar. The film, I understand, was kind of a flop at that time. I've always felt that film was reserved for a later time, perhaps during the 70s and beyond, because it made the people think of why they were here. and it was kind of a hard time. It has become a Christmas classic. We'll now watch a clip from It's a Wonderful Life.
The next thing I knew, some guy came up and tripped me. That's the reason why I came in fourth. If it hadn't have been for that, that race had been a cinch. I tried to find out who it was later, but I couldn't find out. Nobody'd ever tell you whoever it was because they'd be scared. Because they know what kind of a guy
George.
I am.
This is Mary. Well, I'll be seeing you.
Well. Now, to get back to my story, see? Hey, this is my dance.
Oh, why don't you stop annoying people?
Well, I'm sorry. Hey!
Well, hello.
Hello. You look at me as if you didn't know me.
Well, I don't.
You pass me on the street almost every day.
Me? Ah, there's a little girl named Mary Hatch. That wasn't you.
Oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes, the big Charleston contest. The prize, a genuine loving cup. Those not tapped by the judges will remain on the floor. Let's go.
I'm not very good at this.
Neither am I.
Okay, what can we lose? Hey, you're wonderful.
What's the matter, Othello? Jealous? Did you know there's a swimming pool under this floor? And did you know that button behind you causes this floor to open up? And did you further know that George Bailey is dancing right over that crack? I've got the key.
Some of his other films were The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, Winchester 73, The Glenn Miller Story, The Stratton Story, Shenandoah, and Rear Window. We will now watch a clip from Rear Window.
Lisa! Lisa!
Precinct 6, Sergeant Allgood.
Hello. Look, a man is assaulting a woman at 125 West 9th Street, second floor, at the rear. Make it fast.
Your name?
L.B. Jeffries.
Phone number?
Chelsea 25598. Oh, no.
Jeff!
Oh, no. Please. Stella, what do we do?
Where do they come?
I hope you notice Thelma Ritter in there too. I always liked her, and also Grace Kelly. In his career, he did several films for Alfred Hitchcock, including Vertigo, The Man Who Knew Too Much, and Rope. He was also asked to play in the movie On Golden Pond, but he refused because he did not like the way the father's character treated his daughter, who was played by Jane Fonda. Of course, Henry Fonda played the father. He also refused to play in another film because the character was required to use profanity on screen. Some of his other films were Broken Arrow, The Shootist. I liked him in Westerns. In his 17 Western films, he used the same horse called Pie. He has said he enjoyed playing Harvey about an invisible rabbit on Broadway, and also in the film. I've heard that Harvey was his favorite movie. People have asked why he didn't marry until he was 41, but he was very shy around women, especially Hollywood women. Marlene Dietrich and Ginger Rogers were crazy about him. I can't see him with Marlene Dietrich. He married Gloria Hattrick McLean when he was 41. Gloria had been married and divorced and had 2 sons. Jimmy adopted them. One of the sons was killed in Vietnam. Gloria was a beautiful woman, but was not interested in being an actress, for which Jimmy was very grateful. They had twin daughters, Kelly and Judy. They spent 44 happy years together. She died at age 75 of lung cancer. Right before Jimmy died, on July 2nd, 1997, he said, "I'm going to go be with Gloria." That's neat. Well, Eugene Curran Kelly was born August 23rd, 1912 in East Liberty, Pennsylvania, and died February the 2nd, 1996 in Beverly Hills, California. He died in his sleep after having 2 strokes earlier. As a youth, one of his goals was to be a shortstop on a local baseball team. He began his career by doing menial jobs in the theater. I remember reading that his mother was a dance teacher and she wanted him to take from her, but he wasn't too sure. But then he thought, well, this would be a good way to meet girls. He was married 3 times, Patricia Ward, Jean Coyne, and Betsy Blair. Now, if you happen to see Marty, remember the movie Marty with Ernest Borgnine? And he got the Oscar for that. It was on TV a few nights ago. And Betsy Blair played the girl whom he later falls in love. And that was such a good movie. Anyway, that was Betsy Blair, who was married to Gene Kelly. Some of his best movies were the ever iconic Singing in the Rain, American in Paris, for which he won an honorary Academy Award. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. She tells me I go too fast. I'm sorry. Thank you. Did I say 2? 3. Okay. All right. Thank you. And there they are. Okay, he was also in On the Town About Sailors on Leave in New York and Anchors Away, for which he won an Oscar. He was a singer, director, choreographer, and actor. He is known for his energetic, athletic dancing style and sought to create a new form of the American dance called Dance for the Common Man. We'll now watch a clip from Singing in the Rain.
I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling, I'm happy again. I'm laughing at clouds so dark up above. And the sun's in my heart and I'm ready for love. Let the stormy clouds chase everyone from the place. Come on with the rain, I've a smile on my face. I'll walk down the lane with a happy refrain, just singing, singing in the rain, dancing in the rain. I'm happy again. I'm singing and dancing in the rain. Dancing and singing in the rain.
Mary Ann Kappelhoff was born April 3rd, 1922 in Cincinnati, Ohio. She died May 13th, 2019 at age 97 in Carmel Valley, California. She had two brothers. It is said that her father ignored her. Her parents were divorced when she was 10. She was raised strictly as Catholic. When she was 15, she was with her friends and was hit by a train. She always wanted to be a dancer, but this injury curtailed some of that dancing. But I always thought she was a very good dancer. Anyway, she admired singer Ella Fitzgerald and some of her style. She took 3 singing lessons a week, all for the price of 1. I don't know when she changed her name to Doris, but it was suggested she changed her last name to Day because Kappelhoff was too long. She toured with Les Brown, the man of renown, if I remember. She also sang on the Bob Hope Show and the Bob Crosby Show. Sentimental Journey became her signature song. She had a sunny disposition and the all-American girl image, and she had freckles. She was insecure about her looks and didn't think she was attractive. She was married at age 17 to a trombonist and had a son named Terry. Her husband was not good to her. Later, she was known to say that she felt every couple should live together for a while to be sure that it will work out before getting married. She was in 2 movies with Gordon McRae, By the Light of the Silvery Moon and On Moonlight Bay. Perhaps her early fun movies, where she got the image of Miss Goody Two-Shoes. Songs from her movies at that time were very popular. She was in Calamity Jane, Romance on the High Seas, and Tea for Two, Pillow Talk, Lover Come Back, The Thrill of It All, Move Over Darling, and Glass Bottom Boat. And her movies with Rock Hudson and Tony Randall brought her career into an all-time high. And the first one was on TV too a few weeks ago. She appeared with James Garner, Jack Lemmon, Rod Taylor, and Jack Carson. We will now watch a clip from Calamity Jane.
Oh, the Deadwood stages are rolling on over the plains, with the curtains flapping and the driver a slapping the reins. A beautiful sky, a wonderful day. Whip, crack away, whip, crack away, whip, crack away. Oh, the Deadwood stages are heading on over the hills, where the engine arrows are thicker than porcupine quills. Dangerous land, no time to delay. So whip, crack away, whip, crack away, whip, crack away. We're heading straight for town, loaded down with a fancy cargo, caravels of Fargo, Illinois. Boy, oh, the Deadwood stages are coming on over the crest, like a homing pigeon that's a hankering after its nest. 23 miles we've covered today. So whip, crack away, whip, crack away, whip, crack away. The wheels go turning round, homeward bound. Can't you hear them humming? Happy times are coming, Furnace Day. Hey! We'll be home tonight by the light of the silvery moon, and my heart's a-thumping like a mandolin a-plunking a tune. When I get home, I'm fixing to stay. So whip, crack away, whip, crack away, whip, crack away. Whip, crack away, whip, crack away, whip, crack away.
Many years ago, I watched a daytime talk show where Doris's mother was interviewed. Her mother said that she had just changed her name to Day because she wanted to be like Doris. She was married to Marty Melcher, who signed her for a TV sitcom, which lasted for about 5 years. And I remember seeing that. Marty died in 2004. After his death, she found out that he had squandered most of her money. She sued his partner and got $22 million. She retired at age 50. She helped to raise money for awareness for HIV/AIDS. She was associated with animal rights causes. She kept a blanket in the trunk of her car in case she found an animal in trouble. She noticed how badly some of the, and when filming a scene with animals in The Man Who Knew Too Much, she noticed how badly some of the people were treating the animals, and she refused to film anymore until the animals were being treated well. Her fourth husband was Barry Comden. She died from pneumonia, peacefully surrounded by her pets and stray animals. She had no funeral and no grave marker. We will now watch her singing Secret Love from the movie Calamity Jane.
Once I had a secret love that lived within the heart of me. All too soon, my secret love became impatient to be free. So I told a friendly star the way that dreamers often do. Just how wonderful you are, and why I'm so in love with you. Golden daffodils, at last my heart's an open door, and my secret love's no secret anymore.
You know, she said that she was not attractive, but you remember some of the clothes she wore in some of those movies were just beautiful. Anyway, Sarah Jane Mayfield was born January 5th, 1917 in St. Joseph, Missouri. She had an unsettling childhood. Her parents divorced. Later, her father died, and she was raised by foster parents. She said her foster parents were very strict. She was 5'3". She always looked taller to me. She won the Academy Award for her in Johnny Belinda in 1948. She was in Pollyanna, a Disney movie with Haley Mills, two movies with Rock Hudson, and I remember these. These were tearjerkers. Magnificent Obsession and All That Heaven Allows. She married Ronald Reagan, and they had 3 children. Their daughter, Christine, was premature and died the day after her birth. I think it is great that she was married to Ronald Reagan, who later became our 40th president. When President Reagan died, she issued this statement: America has lost a great president and a great, kind, gentle man and friend. She was married 4 times. She died of complications of diabetes and arthritis on September 10th, 2007. She belonged to the Dominican Order, a lay tertiary of the Catholic Church, and she was buried in a nun's habit. Interesting. Okay. Frances Ethel Gum was born June 10th, 1922 at Grand Rapids, Minnesota, to Frances Avent Gum and Ethel Marion Milne. She died June 22nd, 1969 at Cadogan Lane, London. She was 4 feet 11 inches tall. She married 5 times and had 3 children. She and Vincent Minnelli were the parents of Liza. She and Sid Luft were the parents of Lorna and Joey. And Lorna has been in a few movies, I think a few Murders, She Wrote, something like that. She was an American actor, singer, dancer in the movies, radio, TV, and personal appearances. As a child, she was active in vaudeville with her 2 sisters, and they were called the Gum Sisters. She is best known for her musical films and dramatic roles. Being a star at such an young age caused her many problems, some going throughout her life. These were caused by the pressures and attention of early stardom and criticisms. She was put on drugs to get her going in the morning and given drugs to help her sleep at night. They gave her diet pills to help her control her weight. I remember hearing about that. I don't ever remember them telling, now you're told to exercise. I don't know if she was told to do that. At that young age, of course, she danced. That was a lot of exercise. At that young age, she didn't feel beautiful enough. And the studio did not like her nose. So every time she performed, she had to wear 2 rings in her nose to make it more pointed. She had depression. She had a rich contralto voice described as brassy, powerful, effortless, and had a resonant, powerful vibrato. And there's much about her on the internet. Several pages. Some of her movies were Meet Me in St. Louis, where she sang Clang, Clang, Clang Went the Trolley, The Boy Next Door, and Have Yourself a Very Merry Christmas. Now, this movie, I've heard, was not intended to be a Christmas movie, but part of it happens at Christmas time. And the beautiful song, Have Yourself a Very Merry Christmas, is in it, and it is shown and loved during Christmas. She was in The Harvey Girls, Easter Parade with Fred Astaire, and that was just on TV a little while ago, where we get the song, Easter Parade, and also the movie Summer Stock. We will now get a clip from Easter Parade.
I was born in Michigan, and I wish and wish again that I was back in the town where I was born. There's a farm in Michigan, and I'd like to fish again in the river that flows beside the field of waving corn. A lonesome soul am I, is the reason why I want to go back, I want to go back, I want to go back to the farm, far away from home, with the milk pail on my arm. I miss the rooster, the one that used to wake me up at 4 a.m. I think your great big city's very pretty. Nevertheless, I want to be there. I want to see there a certain someone full of charm. That's why I wish again that I was in Michigan, down on the farm.
She started to act in Annie Get Your Gun, but was not well enough to do it. So Betty Hutton took her place. She received a Golden Globe Award, 2 Grammy Awards, a special Tony Award, and an Academy Juvenile Award, probably for The Wizard of Oz. She was in the dramatic movie A Star is Born and Judgment at Nuremberg, for which she received an Academy Award nomination. She died of an accidentally overdose of barbiturates, June 22nd, 1969, at age 47. And it was proved, and I'm happy to say that this was accidental, because the pill's effects into her system were gradual and not all at once. She was popular and much loved through the 20th century, and her signature song, Somewhere Over the Rainbow, brought encouragement and happiness and hope during the Depression. We will now watch a clip from The Wizard of Oz and that Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Any trouble? Do you suppose there is such a place, Toto? There must be. It's not a place you can get to by a boat or a train. It's far, far away. Behind the moon, beyond the rain.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh, why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't
Anne Marie Blythe was born August 16th, 1928 in Mount Kisco, New York, to an Irish family. Her parents divorced, and her mother took in ironing. She was 5'2" when she was very young, she performed in children's radio shows in New York. When she was 16, she played, you remember this, the scheming, ungrateful daughter, Vida, of Joan Crawford in Mildred Pierce. She received a nomination for her role as Vida for the Best Supporting Actress at the Oscars. She is one of the last surviving stars from the golden age of Hollywood. She is now 96, from what I read the other day. She's still alive. She played the adopted daughter in Our Very Own Farley Granger. That came out when I was in high school, and my girlfriends Rudy and I had a big crush on Farley Granger. She played Kathy Reuter in Student Prince with Edmund Purdom as a prince. Edmund performed with the voice of Mario Lanza because Mario had been fired from MGM. Anne Blythe was in many movies. She was on Murder, She Wrote once. She officially retired in 1985. She married James McNulty in 1953, and he is the brother of singer Dennis Day, and you probably will remember him. They had 5 children. He died in 2007. Someone commented how fine it was that she was married to one man for 54 years and they had 5 children. They were Catholics and they were accorded the honorific rank of Lady and Knight of the Holy Sepulchre in a ceremony presided over by Cardinal Cook. Knights of the Holy Sepulchre is the Catholic order of knighthood under the protection of the Holy See. We will now watch a clip from Student Prince.
Strange things happen on a summer night when the bells begin to chime. It could happen to someone just like you down in Hideaway.
Bernard Herschel Schwartz, our last person, was born June 3rd, 1925 in the Bronx, New York, to Helen and Emanuel Schwartz, Jewish immigrants from Hungary. He died September 29th, 2010 in Henderson, Nevada of a heart attack. He was 5'9". He had a troubled childhood. His mother had schizophrenia. His father struggled to support the family as a tailor. They were very poor. He and his brother Julius were put in an orphanage for a month because his parents couldn't afford to feed them. In about 1935, Julius was hit by a car and died. He was a member of a Torres Street gang, but they were just involved in truancy and minor stealing. He joined the U.S. Navy in World War II, where when he got out, he studied drama. He did some stage work, and in 1949, he went to Hollywood. His first film was as a swashbuckler in The Prince Who Was a Thief. He was known as one of the best-looking guys in Hollywood. He had blue eyes and was a good actor. He had smoked for 30 years, and when he quit, he advised people to give up the habit. He was married to Janet Leigh for 11 years, and they had 2 daughters, Jamie Lee and Kelly. Hollywood thought that Tony and Janet had the ideal Hollywood marriage. Altogether, Tony had 6 children, 4 girls and 2 boys. None of his children felt that he was a good father. He was estranged from them. Jamie Lee Curtis says that they weren't close, but when she was little, but when she grew up, he'd come and see her once in a while, and they'd go out and have fun. He was married 6 times. His last wife was Jill Vandenberg. He made many movies: Houdini, Sweet Smell of Success, The Defiant Ones, where he and Sidney Poitier are escaped prisoners in the South and are chained together. He received an Academy Award for that role. He is best known for his role in Some Like It Hot with Jack Lemmon and Marilyn Monroe. He was a former slave in Spartacus, and he was in The Great Race with Jack Lemmon and Natalie Wood. He was buried with a Stetson hat, a Monty scarf, driving gloves, an iPhone, and his favorite novel, Anthony Adverse. And the information didn't say why he chose those things. Now, we'll end our presentation with a clip from The Great Race.
Your Highness, we've got to get out of here. You wouldn't dare.
Mr. Bois? Mr. Bois?
Please!
Wait for me! Wait for me!
Your Majesty?
Hi there. Brandy! Throw more brandy! Throw brandy! More brandy! Brandy! Throw more brandy! Run! I never mix my pies! I want to play too! I don't care. I don't care. You're banished. I'm getting a new Tucker inner. Banish, banish, banish.
Mr. Blah.
Hey, Professor! Hey, Professor, where are you? Right here, you idiot! Terrific! Let's go, I got the car! Go! Boys! Boys! Baker! Baker! Boys! Oh, Leslie! Leslie! Get in the car, get it up! Take it back! Stop the car! Let's back it up and get it ready! Take it up! Take it away! Take it away! Goodbye! Farewell, you good Leslie, you! I hope you win! I hope you win! I'll miss him. Oh, there it is. General!
Oh, I love that show. I have to tell you a few things. I looked it up too. It took 5 days to film that scene, and it only lasts 4 minutes of time that we see. And they used 4,000 pies, and they used real pies. It had a lemon, blueberry, lemon, whipped cream, custard, strawberries. Had real pies, but the big cake was not real cake. I don't know what they used. They didn't know what they used, but they wanted something that would fall apart easily. And after they were through, they had for filming for 5 days, they had about 300 pies left. So they just divided up among the crew and cast, and they ate them. And many years ago, when my husband and I moved together with our 3 children, I have to tell you this. Paul worked at BYU, and we went. I took my Melanie here, who is about 6, and my son John, who is about 4, to that movie up at BYU in was it? I forgot which building it was in. Anyway, it was really cute, and it was really funny towards the left during that scene. Little Johnny and Melanie laughed and laughed real loud, and really that stood up and laughed and laughed. And after it was over, all these people came over looking around. They wanted to see who these cute kids were who were laughing so hard. Okay. Anyway, thank you so much for being here, and it's a pleasure to be here with you. Thank you. Melanie, please stand. I want Melanie to stand. She did a great job.
Pat.
Thank you.
Wonderful, entertaining time. I remember a few of those shows and a few of the actresses and actors. Melanie, you did a great job to help your mom do this. So thank you very much. Okay, I guess that's it for today. Come back tomorrow morning for Brad.